这个暑假，我和我家人回到了我生活了近10年的城市——杭州，中国。In Chinese, that means I lived in China for almost 10 years. And this past summer, my family visited the city where I lived, Hangzhou. During those 2 months, I visited old friends and made a new friend named Xiaoyu. As we got to know each other, she became curious about my religion. At first, when she started asking questions, I couldn't wait to share my beliefs. But my dad reminded me that I couldn't share anything with her due to the government's religious laws. And when she asked, "Can I go to church with you?" I had to mournfully tell her, "No, Chinese laws don't allow foreigners and local Chinese to worship together at our church." This recent experience has really helped me understand how precious freedom of religion is. So, what is freedom of religion? Thomas Jefferson summed up freedom of religion beautifully when he stated, quote, "The constitutional freedom of religion is the most inalienable and sacred of all human rights," end quote. Inalienable rights, like the ones listed in the First Amendment, cannot be granted or taken away by man, which is why it's so wrong, so unjust when a government does exactly that. Furthermore, some erroneously assume that freedom of religion only protects those who want religion. But this right not only protects the Muslim's belief in Allah, the Hindu's belief in Krishna, and the Christian's belief in Christ, but also the atheist's belief in no God at all. Now that we have some understanding of what freedom of religion is, let us discuss what this freedom does. Freedom of religion allows us to worship without worry. Allow me to give you a little insight on what it's like as a local Chinese if your religion is not one of the 5 religions legally recognized by the Chinese government. I asked one of our family's close friends what her experience was like. This friend described how they met in a small apartment for church. Oftentimes, policemen stood at the door, requiring each member to give their ID information. Many feared they might be arrested, never to be seen again. Some lost heart, and as a result, their little congregation was broken up. People couldn't worship without worry. The Chinese are not the only ones who have experienced religious persecution. Infringements upon this inalienable right have weaved its way throughout the history of the world. Socrates is arguably one of the earliest martyrs of freedom of religion. Not only was he condemned for corrupting the youth, but also for rejecting his city's gods. He was sentenced to death by poison. More recently, in 2015, 21 Christians in Libya were kidnapped and beheaded for refusing to renounce their faith. This fearsome fight against faith may seem shocking, but it's an ongoing reality for many people of faith. Although our country, the United States of America, has experienced religious freedom to a large extent, it has not been an easy road. Many violations have occurred since the Bill of Rights was ratified in 1791. For example, Utah was founded by people fleeing from religious persecution. Our government, and by extension, we, the people, have the solemn duty to fight for and preserve this right. For although freedom of religion is inalienable, it is only protected and maintained so long as there are people willing to fight for it. Let us remember the great good that religion has played upon the stage of the world. Let us remember how faith moved William Wilberforce to abolish slavery in Great Britain. Let us remember how faith moved Martin Luther King Jr. to promote civil rights in the United States. Let us remember how faith moved Mother Teresa to serve in the gutters of Calcutta, India. In closing, I want to end with Cardinal Dolan's astute observation. Religious freedom is the lifeblood of the American people, the cornerstone of the American government. End quote. As a nation of freedom, let us retain this right and continue to be a beacon to the world. For if we silence one belief, we may silence them all. Thank you.